All right, y'all, welcome to another lab. As you know, we keep it real chill here, but I want to tell you right at the top of the video what you're going to expect in this show. So you could decide if you want to stick around and watch or if you want to skip around and get to the point, right? Today I have an entrepreneur with me that is very creative. So this is going to be a refreshing lab where I get to not water down the vocabulary for us geeky creative types. We may get a little geeky. It may sound like Chinese to some people. We'll try to put subtitles down there for the tech that we're talking about. But we're going to get into entrepreneurship. We're going to get into the creative space. And we might just get into the luxury space and see like what is out there. What do you guys know about it? What you don't know about it? So now you know what to expect. With that being said, I always love giving people the opportunity to introduce themselves because I feel like it helps them with their PR and branding. But this gentleman does not need any help. He is a professional. But with that being said, I want to roll it to him. So here you go.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Bishop here. Full name Marvel Bishop. I'm a luxury concierge host here based in Miami. Basically, I provide experiences for the 1%. If you are not the 1%, we make you feel like the 1%. And I've been in nightlife hospitality for over a decade. And what people do not know, when I came here in 2009 in Miami, I actually was a photographer and videographer at FIU. So creative at heart. Entrepreneur, mover, shaker. I just like to get shit done. Sorry, can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I get shit done. Yeah, that's basically what I do. So
he is one of us.
Yes.
He is one of us.
Yes, sir.
Yo, I'm excited, bro. This is gonna be so dope. So like let's walk through this. You know, let's kind of take the plane off little by little. So you were a photographer.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of photographers that I meet, they have been passionate about photography even when they were like 8 years old. Are you that type of photographer, or did you discover it, and how did that go?
So I would say this. I've always been a type of person that I always love creativity. I've always loved to just like kind of build stuff. I was the type of child that I had like every single Lego known to man. Like I actually had like monstrosities and like buildings and like empires I used to build like at my home. And I actually wanted to be an architect at one point.
Nice.
Yeah. But then when I found out that I was terrible at math, I was like, nope, can't do that. So that kind of dwindled away. But then I would say maybe about middle school to high school, started to get like a little bit bigger than everybody else too. So I started playing basketball, started playing football, and I got away from the creativity just a little bit. I guess on the creative side, I still played, instruments, played like 3 instruments, alto saxophone, tenor, and soprano. And after that, graduated, and then I went to my community college in Garden City, New York, Nassau Community College, played ball there. And then I played for Angie Winder. He used to play for the Celtics. So trying to fast forward just a little bit. And then before I actually came here to Miami in 2009, my boy, Tommy Cadet, he's actually, Complex?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's the senior editor at Complex. Okay. And he had this company called Snapatures, which is like a big photo and video company that he had. He still has it, but he was like doing more like freelance work. So he actually like gave me like the courage and like gave me the inspiration to like actually pick up like a camera. And the story actually goes as this. I was at Miami, June, maybe even May of 2009. And I was with my...
we got a ghost in the back.
I think we do. I was with my stepfather, who I thought was my real father, but he was actually my stepfather. That's a whole other story for another day. But anyways, he had this crack in his windshield, and we were on the highway, and there was palm trees in the middle.
Okay.
And I took like, I think it was like iPhone at the time, like, I don't know, like iPhone 3 or iPhone 4, whatever it was. And I actually took pictures of it and actually posted it on Facebook. And then after that, everybody loved it. They were like, yo, like you have such a great eye, such great creativity, this and that. I thought the pictures were friggin' shit. That's what I thought. I was like, this shit is terrible. But everybody loved it. So that kind of gave me more encouragement to really like kind of dive into like, the photo and video space. Yeah. So then after that, then my best friend at the time, he actually gave me a Canon G7. Do you remember that camera back in the day? Yes. That was my first camera. That was a
recommended vlogging camera. That was a good one.
Yeah. Canon G7. I got that. That's when I started taking pictures in FIU. Sick. Then I graduated from a G7. Oh Jesus! Hold on. If I can remember this, bro. I haven't shot in a long time, but this is like in my brain. Oh, Canon 60D. You remember that camera?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I had that. I had the Nifty 50 as well too.
Yes, sir.
So that was like literally like the standard of like taking pictures of beautiful people, beautiful models. Still is. Like Nifty 50 is fire. And then that was a crop frame camera at the time. And then taking pictures for sororities, fraternities, Department of Health, nursing, law, business, CARTA, education, like everybody. And then that was when I was like really getting, into from photo to video. But then I had to take the step into full frame, which that's when I got the 6D. So the 6D is like... That is like, as far, oh my God. Like that is like my number one, like favorite, like kind of nostalgia camera, man, that I had. I started shooting for a while. And then I shot the president. I did a whole bunch of stuff. And here's the crazy part. So I was really doing good as far as like the creativity side and like trying to get myself out there. But as far as like the profitability side and like, the business side, I wasn't really making ends meet. So I had to make a decision. I was like, damn, I'm like shooting, like, I'm definitely getting my name out there, but I'm not really, this is like 2011, 2012. Oh. Yeah, long ass time ago.
Yeah, but that was like a pivotal time because that's like right when... like 2007 was when the downturn came. I literally remember shifting from the legal security field. Long story short, but I used to be a private investigator. And then I went.
You look like a badass security guard.
You look like a badass.
Well, I was. We'll get into that. I was a security guard. We'll get into that.
Well, right there. I mean, just for you to say that alone, that means that you were very resilient because during that time, I actually went back into the working force. Like I was, for many years after high school, I was entrepreneur in the whole sense, or solopreneur. Made some decent money in the legal fields and security and stuff like that. And then 2007 came and my family business was in jeopardy. So I had to come back and like try to
help them out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I was not an entrepreneur back then, honestly.
Well, solopreneur.
So I guess so. I was just honestly shooting and freelancing and this. I had no idea about entrepreneurship or solo entrepreneurship or whatever it was. I had no idea what it was. I was just shooting, and then so basically what happened was I was at a time where I needed to I needed a jolt. I needed something that like I can like take and like try to like take it to the next level or like something else to make ends meet, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, but then at the same time, even though I needed more money, I actually wanted to be my own man. So my aunt, love her to death. She's the one that raised me. She raised me to the man I am today. And I remember that I wanted to actually be my own man. She was actually giving me money to try to supplement what I was making for photo and video. But I was like 24, 25, whatever. I was like, you know what? Like I have to make a leap right now to become my own dude, become my own person.
Yeah, be independent.
Yes. So spoke to my aunt and I was like, hey, listen, I'm gonna need you to cut me off. I asked her to cut me off because I did not want the support from her and I wanted to figure it out all by myself. Now, if you know anything about Caribbean families, you know what I'm saying? They don't take too lightly of that. No. Like, they want to be there up until like, bro, there's like Caribbean families that still got their kids that's 30s, 40s, where they're still living in the house, with no judgment. Normal. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because once you're ready, you're ready. But I was like, I was living by myself. She was in New York. I was in Miami. And I was like, I need this on my own. So after a couple arguments, hung up the phone, called her back, said I was sorry. And then she was like, all right, well, you know what? I trust you. If you say you can do this, do it. So I hung up the phone, and I was like, shit, I need to find a job now. I was like, I'm over here, bro. I'm over here building building the plane. I'm a big fan of building planes in the air. That's just how I am. So I was like, damn, all right, so what should I do? I don't know. So my, I guess my fraternal colleague, because he was part of another fraternity that I've known him for a while. His name is Jonathan Menacall. So he was actually one of the head bodyguards for now it's Groot Hospitality, but now it's back then it was Miami Marketing Group.
Oh,
MMG, yeah. So David Grutman, he owned that. Yeah. And then Liv was open, so he was a head bodyguard for all the main VIPs. So I remembered him. It was Facebook, and I Facebook messaged him. It's funny, I actually looked at back that message actually a month ago, and I texted him. I was like, "Yo, I know you don't really know me that much or whatever, but I know you work at a Liv. Can you get me a job at Liv?" And he was like, "Can't get you a job at Liv, but what I could do is that I can actually introduce you to the head of security, assistant head of security of this new club that they're opening. It's a sister club called Story. You remember Story back in the day? So I opened Story in 2012. What? Yes. Opened up Story in 2012. I think it was December 26th. And he was like, go there on Christmas Day, talk to Jay Pink and Patrick Fleming. They were my bosses at the time. Still cool with them to this day. Love them to death. And he was like, go talk to them, do the interview, and don't make me look bad. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. Went in there. They saw me. Instantly hired. Not even a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So let's
just put it. I'm gonna give him a break real quick, but put it this way. You're the type. He's the type of guy, man. When you stand next to him, you're like, "Holy crap!" You think I look like a security guard?
I can't hide.
You can't hide in the crowd.
I cannot hide at all. No, sir.
You'd be like, "Yo, there he is!" Right? Yeah, it's Marvel. I love. There's so many things I love about your story, and so many ways we can connect. I too shot weddings, portraits, all that stuff. I fell in love with photography from the age of 8.
Wow.
I was always, when you look at the family pictures, I was never in them because I was the one taking them. So I was shooting black and white film from mad young. I was born in 82. I'm 41 years old, so
nice.
Don't look like it, but that's the island.
86.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
My wife was 87, so I feel you.
Yes, sir.
But I feel like we had so much synergy in that story. I mean, obviously our stories aren't identical, but it's so funny how in life you tend to meet people that have similar experiences. So all that stuff you said, I had a chance to experience, and then I gave that up to try to teach my dad how to run a business.
Oh, wow.
Because my dad was a private investigator for a long time. He had worked undercover for the Secret Service and stuff and FBI, and I didn't know. I thought he was a criminal. It was so crazy. And I was the one that went to college and learned about business administration. So I was like, hey, we could do this. And then all his friends were like, nah, you're a kid. You can't do any of that. And I knew statutes. I knew legislation. I was like a paralegal. So I get what I needed to do. So he let me take charge, man. And that's the one thing, looking back, the relationship I had with my dad, I wouldn't have had all those experiences. But I built a business around it, man. And we sustained for many, many years until I had to come back and figure out who I really was.
So I would say this, one of the things that you did that I think I can definitely have a parallel with you is that you had to sacrifice.
Yeah.
There's things that you could not necessarily do all at once. Literally. But what I always say is this, is that you can do everything in this world, you just can't do it all at once. And with me, I think, the parallel was that, I had to sacrifice, I guess, my spot for creativity for my phone and video by getting the security job because I had to handle business at the end of the day,
I did security too.
Yeah. So, but then after that, it got to the point where I was able to honestly balance both of them. And then
you didn't feel like in security you were like, I don't know, maybe because you did club security, you did private bodyguarding.
I did private bodyguarding after that.
I'll get to that. I assume you did just because of your build.
Yes, sir.
I never got into it because I'm not that big.
Hey, listen, man, I know
I did undercover stuff. That's
okay.
What it was.
Dope.
Because people would never know that I was actually part of the security team. They would always be like, "Who is this guy?" Right? But I felt like security for me was like brain numbing. And I don't know, maybe because I worked with people that were like, what else? Security guards at penitentiaries.
Okay, got it.
And then there's
correctional officers.
there you go.
Yeah.
And then they were side gigs. They would do like private security and stuff. So I would meet a lot of them and talk to them and all that good stuff. And I did night shifts and all sorts of. And then I became a supervisor for a bunch of other security guards, which one Haitian guy didn't take lightly to the fact that I look very young. So he's like, "Why are you my supervisor?" He ended up getting fired, but it's fine. Those.
It happens with security, man. I was actually one of the younger people, so I can definitely relate to that.
Right, you experienced that kind of like stuff, but I feel like at a certain point I had to just be like, yo, I got to give this up.
Yeah, I actually.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, well, I actually transitioned into a different realm. So I actually owned after Story. I actually was balancing my photo and video business and also my commercial security company
On the side.
Well, yeah, like I had 2 companies I was running at the same time. Yeah, and I was doing bodyguarding as well too. So yeah, so I had a full-fledged commercial security company. No, literally, yeah, I had like almost 60 people working for me. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of contracts in Brickell and downtown and Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, I had Koyo, I had Wayne Hunter Lucky. Shout outs to Sven and Alan Drummond. I had American Social as well, All American Socials. Yeah, I had a really
You had a good run.
I had a good run with a commercial security company. And it's interesting because kind of like to relate to you, like, yeah, like people were looking at me like, yo, like this guy's my boss, but like I know he's big as hell and tall as shit, but like dude's like not even 30 and he's running a security company. Like, what is going on here? Yeah. So that pretty much happened, but then that actually went belly up because of the pandemic.
Yeah,
I lost everything,
all the contracts.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Like we were doing good, and I was actually like on pace of like, you know, becoming like a millionaire, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah. I did really great numbers, and then 2020 done. All my contracts like, hey, listen, we're shutting down, COVID, and we had to breach contract. And I'm like, I couldn't be like, oh, where's my money? Because like it's life is happening right now, you know? So
it was a different world, I feel like.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people tapped into the things that they hadn't done. And maybe people that were currently, you know, how they say, if you're at the highest, everything is working out for you.
Yeah.
This too shall pass.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I felt like that moment is where I really woke up in thinking of like, okay, well, my family business now, my dad couldn't do any prime investigation. I used to do photography. Can't do that no more. I was working from home because my 9 to 5 allowed me to take my computer home and do that stuff. I deal with spreadsheets, payroll, all that kind of stuff. And luckily, because of that, I was able to study and learn marketing and YouTube stuff. Yeah. And my dad was like, hey, I see you recording he was recording on his iPhone on the kitchen table. You can still hear us on the videos, like the old videos. Like, get out of here. What are you doing? You stupid, right? Little did we know he would be making a lot of money. He's like that. He's crazy. He runs circles around me. But I taught him how to produce. I taught him how to do OBS. I taught him how to do the right like structure for a video to monetize it. And we were able to generate some money, man, like just shifting gears. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people, if they didn't take advantage of that time, are probably regretting it right now, and they're probably wanting to get into something. So this story that we're sharing hopefully will inspire someone to jump off that couch, man. Yeah, no, definitely.
Like pandemic definitely, you know, messed up a lot of things, but it definitely opened up a lot of things as well too. It kind of made me, I guess, focus on like what I'm really good at, you know.
What you're passionate at.
Yeah, I guess so. Commercial security was actually something that like I was like good at, but I didn't really like care for it. You know what I'm saying? It was paying the bills, and I was also feeding like other people's pockets as well too. Of course, but it wasn't something that I was like, oh my God, I can't. You know, this is something that I love.
Can't live without it.
Not really. But in conjunction of that, that was when in 2015, 2016, that's when I actually went from a private security guard into transitioning into like a luxury concierge company. So like it was a lot. Like I had the luxury concierge company with the bodyguard service as well too, with the transportation of that elite services. Then I also had a commercial security company, and then also I had my media company.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And
this is getting this is like a movie at this point. Like I'm on the edge of my seat,
bro. A lot of like different parts was definitely like, moving around. But I would say this: I don't really necessarily regret anything, because now I'm actually like, I guess more focused than ever, because I was like, okay, fine. Commercial security company went belly up. That's fine. The media company is there now, but like, you know what? Like now I'm like actually like really focusing on what really matters, which is like, the concierge.
Yeah.
And the concierge company that I have, honestly, it kind of just pulls in everything and all the different talents and different resources that I've had over the last decade.
So like the dots connect.
Yes. Yes. And I've realized that how I am the most powerful person, the only way is by being that delegator. Being the person that has all the resources, but be able to delegate and basically spread out to their respective fields. Other than being the person that be like the photographer and also like the security guard and also the marketer and this and this. No. I am the person that basically figures it out, and I am like for lack of better words, the puppet master.
Yeah.
And I put other people in position, in power for these specific trades and in these specific professions that are better than me at those positions.
Yeah.
Because if I can do it by myself, that's one thing. But if I can definitely have somebody else do it that's actually better at me at it, I've done my job.
No, 100%. I mean, like, I feel like I'm now finally going through something like that. I was always the one who figured out, problem solver. Fix problems for, anybody like that I met, or the rich people that have a bunch of money to spend and they want me to solve problems. But I feel like the one struggle I've always had is learning to realize that people will be at their own pace. They can't run at the pace that I run.
Yeah, I'm actually learning that right now.
Nice.
Yeah, I am learning that right now with a very, very special person that's close to my heart. And I'm kind of a little perturbed at him right now. Maybe not perturbed at him, but I would say more so like the situation. People, like you said, they run at their own pace. Doesn't matter if they're your partners, whatever it is, because nobody is going to be 150% passionate just like you. It's not going to happen. They maybe be 40, they maybe be 50, but they're never going to be like all in. And it's okay. Yep. Like you're not going to find those people. And as a business owner and as a CEO, a person that has to really like manage like everybody's emotions and everybody's like expectations and their feelings and all that and their mindsets. It's really granted me like this extra level of patience with people, because at the end of the day, people have to handle their business whenever they have to. And this particular person had to handle his business. He's away right now doing that. I have to deal with that and also just kind of like maneuver it before like, just doing like, man, what the fuck? Why did you leave this and that? But it's like, you know what? Like you really got to be like the most like empathetic person. You always got to like look at it. When you're the number one, you have to look at it from all angles. You can't just look at it from your angle, because if you look at it your angle, then you're not going to necessarily get like all of the information to make a wise and just decision.
Yeah, man. And I think you said it best, like managing emotions, like emotional intelligence is very important at the role that we play. I have had the liberty of meeting a lot of amazing people, not only in my 9-to-5, but also like in a lot of the different challenges I've had, like production experiences and stuff like that. And along the way, I've met those ones that stand out, those diamonds in the rough. And I try to pour in as much as I can into them. And they'd let me down, right? Until I met this one person. Not that he has super, exceeded any of my expectations, but he has been the most honest and transparent. And I feel like along like realm of developing someone, if they can be honest, like I'm talking about bloody, truthfully honest, not only with you but with themselves, then I feel like you're at a better place to be able to manage and navigate, like what you mentioned. The person I'm speaking about is one of my business partners for the studio, and when I first met him, he used to watch my dad's YouTube content.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm over here in the break room back when I used to be in retail, and I see him watching a video, and I'm like, that's my dad, right? And then he's like, yo, be quiet, man. You stop playing. And he keeps watching.
This is my father.
Yeah, he keeps watching this video, and I'm like, I'll call you when I get home, and I'll FaceTime you so you could like see that's my dad. So I did that, and then one thing led to another. He introduced me to all his friends, and it helped me reconnect with my Dominican roots because they're all Dominican. So it's like, now we got a little corito, and like it's all fun and games and stuff. But I sat with him, and I was like, listen, I want to build with you. Like, you're dope. Like, you're a cool person. You're honest. You're authentic. The first thing he told me is like, look, give me until May. I'm about to get married, and I know I won't be able to dedicate the time that you need me to dedicate. That alone told me volumes.
How old is he?
He is 26. Young kid to be able to like say that. And then I checked him. Time came up. Let's go. He tried. He built himself back up. We were building a whole channel. He had a couple other friends that were on the show with him, like for this channel. We recorded some stuff here, but then one of his friends got his girl pregnant, then the other one, and they dropped off, and then he couldn't really like stick around. But I told him, look, it's not your fault. Life happens. It's how you get back up and go to the next thing, right?
Yeah, facts.
So he came along the studio, started helping. He did this whole thing. I didn't build this by myself. I just had the vision, and I was explaining it to people. He was one of the ones that like, I see what you're doing. Let's do it. Like his dad came in here and laid the bars that are up here. You guys don't see it, but we have like a light right above us. And this whole place had little people like all along the way drop their piece into building it, right? He's still around. And now, after 4 to 5 years is when he's finally, because now he has a kid, and now he's feeling the pressure, where he's finally putting himself through it, like really putting himself through it. So I don't know what may have happened, but I will tell you to maybe inspire you to like wait. Sometimes people have to bloom in their own time frame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. And I guess for me, it's always about like how you. You know when a girl ghosts you? You're funny as fuck. You know when a girl, okay, listen, no, hear me out. So you know when a girl ghosts you, right?
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna be very honest. I'm never upset. I'm never mad about the ghosting part. Never. I'm never mad about not texting back. Yeah. I'm just mad. I'm more concerned about like, hey, not being able to communicate on like, this is like, not even give me an explanation. Like, hey, listen, honestly, man, like I gotta, I like you, but I gotta handle some business right now. I'm gonna see you when I see you. Like, why is that so hard? Like, why is that so hard?
I mean, the easiest answer I can give you is people are afraid of what's gonna come next. And I've had clients do that to me. Like, I had one client that literally I was giving them everything I could. But you know how sometimes you give a hand, they take the arm.
Right? You give a person a rope, they want to be a cowboy.
They want to go ham, right?
Yeah.
And I was getting really close to the point where I was going to check them because the only reason I'm sitting in here in front of you is because I've overcome my insecurities. I've learned to, when I see them in myself, to say, no, that's not acceptable. We used to do that. We're not going to do that today. So I was really close to checking them, and they checked themselves. But they lied to me along the way. They were like, oh, came up with some funny excuse, and I'm like, I could see you're lying, but that's fine. Like, do your thing. But I feel like people just can't handle conflict.
That too, people cannot handle conflict. I guess I cannot be of the mindset of, okay, if I have that mentality, then everybody has that mentality. I can't, because I am a confrontational motherfucker. Like no, for real. Like I'm a type of person, like we just, we're starting to get to know each other, this and that. If we actually become like boys, like friends, bro, I'm a type of person where if you yell at me and I yell at you and we start throwing blows and we get into a fight, I'm like, yo, let's go to Flanagan's to get a beer. like that's literally how I am.
Old school, man.
I'm super old school when it comes to that, bro.
Know that. They don't understand.
I'm super old school like that, bro. I would rather just handle our business right then and there. Yeah. No fucking love lost. No not burnings. No grudges. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Handle our business right there. Yo, I have a problem with you.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, you're gonna need a couple of days. That's fine. I'm gonna give you 48 hours. But this whole thing about 72, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month without even talking to each other, bro, Angel, that's not gonna happen. That's too much. We need to talk about this.
I look, what you're talking about. I feel like a lot of men, and I'm gonna say it straight up. Men have to learn to be men.
Yeah, facts.
Like I feel like a lot of times I'm dealing with boys. Right. And it's not like I'm trying to call people, whatever, but it's like if you learn to just stand by your word, if you learn to have ethics, morals, whatever it is, you got to protect that. That's not just who you are, but that's what you want to be surrounded by.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting here surrounding yourself with yes men and people that are not willing to check you, don't come anywhere near me.
A person like me that can check the fuck out of somebody can also be checked too.
Yeah.
I am not absolved from not being checked.
But wait.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna present something to you.
Okay, cool.
So I'm 5'6".
Yeah.
You're what? Like
6'11".
Okay, 6'11". You off the bat are intimidating to anyone.
I know.
Right?
Well, you're not the only one that said that, and also too is like I've also had people also tell me, "Hey, listen, bro, like." A person like you that's 5'6", respectfully, that's coming at a point of confrontation is a lot different than a person that's coming with a point of confrontation that is 6'11". Like you have to understand your power and how you are and your energy, because even though you may come from a place of love, even though it's confrontation, your aura of confrontation, because your size and your mantra or who you are, your stature is magnified 100%. Yep. So that's very, very important. So yeah, I feel you.
Well,
I have to be very careful.
Well, that's why I say that, because it sounds like we're talking the same thing. And even though people are afraid to approach you and like handle conflict, right? Not that they're coming to fight you or whatever, or be honest with you and give you honest feedback.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me they're afraid
to talk to you.
Tell me.
Yeah.
And I have
like a lot of people that tells you, a lot of people that ask you like, hey, listen, like, are you like, you're a hard person to talk to?
Not
like has people told you that?
Not that I'm a hard person to talk to. It's just, I'm a hard person to meet the standard. So I feel like a lot of people are afraid to be able to say, hey, listen, in that presentation or whatever, you did X, Y, and Z. When I want it, I need it. But what I've learned is the higher you climb in the eyes of people that don't have a business. I've been running 3 years. My wife is at home with 2 kids. She doesn't work, where she works 24/7 because she's a mom. And I'm here providing, right? People look at that and they're like intimidated by that. And it's like, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter what story I try to make it as approachable as possible, people always tell me sometimes it's hard, man, to talk to you. And I'm like, but why? Like,
I don't think.
I'm a teddy bear.
Yeah, I got you. But I think for us, for people who are like the number ones and people who are CEOs, who are people who run companies, I think our biggest asset is like the art of reverse engineering. Like we gotta get to a point of like, no, man, like I'm an okay person. You know what I'm saying? I can be talked to easily. Like I'm a good person. No, motherfucker. You know what? chill out, calm down, reverse engineer. There's a reason why some people feel the way that they do.
Yeah.
Now, why is that? Really turn the tables and look at yourself from a mirror, as a mirror, and see what's not necessarily what's wrong, but what's up, like what's happening with the situation, why other people feel this type of way.
I think it all boils down to what we were just talking about, which is dealing with conflict.
Yes.
At the root of any group or working group or even like friendship group, I demand feedback. Like that is my bottom line. Not just feedback for me, but feedback circles. So like if I give you feedback, it's like I want to see you action it. I don't want to see me
That's really
give
good.
you
That's really good.
feedback and not action.
Yeah, I need to take that too.
You know?
Yeah, facts.
Because then all of a sudden I'm giving you feedback to improve yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're giving me feedback to improve myself.
Yeah.
I'm actioning, but you're not. I'm like, bro, we're not playing at the same level right now. And then all this, then it becomes like you're always getting like pointed at, and it's like I don't want to be surrounded by someone that's just gonna judge me.
Yeah.
I want someone that can understand. Yo, I see what you're going through. You told me to watch out for this. Don't do that shit again.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'll accept that any day. But out here,
I think my
people that don't do that.
I think my situation right now is like, okay, you know what? This particular person is going through something where like they need to handle business, even though I do not really like the fact that how like it was, I guess, expressed. I need to have like the wherewithal and also the empathy to be like, okay, this guy is coming from a great place. It's not like he's like doing this shit on purpose where like maybe I am not necessarily liking how he translated it to me. So this is something that I just need to just really realize and be like, okay, you know what? Okay, so I'll tell you this. Like I am the type of person where like I've been told that I have no compassion.
Yo, this is funny, yo. Y'all. Oh my! If you know, you know. People have told me that, but I feel like it's the streets did that to me. Like I just don't take excuses very well. Like I just don't understand. Like I'm here putting my all. I'm the first one in, last one out.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll come to the studio and I'm just like, are you serious right now? Like, are you serious?
Facts.
Like, what the hell? I'm feeding you. I'm feeding you.
Yeah, I got you.
You know,
I got you.
I know right now people are listening in, and it's like those entrepreneurs that want to be number ones and want to be the ones like in charge of the vision. Just know there's a lot of weight that comes with that. I don't willingly choose this because there's some like silver lining or some like cloud in the sky hope. I know I am going through the struggle and the shit forever. It is
bro, the number. Okay, hold on. You know what?
change.
I gotta say this right now, bro. The number one. First of all, the spot of the number one sucks ass. Why do you willingly want the number one? Cause I question myself every fucking day. I'm like, yo, dog, why do I want this? What, like, why am I putting this? Why am I putting myself through this shit? Yeah. Bro, the number one is literally this. When you are the number one, you are the last line of defense.
Well, you're the first and last.
Well, yeah, the first and last line of defense. Like you are the first, but like, you know, when all shit breaks loose and shit's happening and people not coming through and people are missing deadlines, it is you at the end of the day.
No one else. I'll answer your question. I mean, it's not like I'm a masochist or anything, but I am married to a Puerto Rican. No, I'm just playing, wifey. Don't get me. But the thing is that you get to a point where you're just like, all right, have I in my life decided I don't want to be number one? Have I wanted to go work a 9 to 5 and just chill and just be there? Yes. But I'm empty, dog.
Yeah.
Like my drive comes from the ability to put myself in those pressure situations. And I've just learned to get more comfortable with the uncomfortable. So I've gotten now to a point after 41 years, I'm chasing it. Like I'm chasing to be more uncomfortable because the more uncomfortable I get, for some reason, the better places I'm in. Yeah. And the more impact I can make. At the end of the day, I don't want anyone to sit here and say, contrary to Baron's belief, like he has this whole other plan for when he passes. But when I pass, I just want fade to black, Finn in the middle of the screen. I don't want people like crying over me. Throw a party. I want y'all to get together and talk about the impact.
No, facts.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't count my money because I won't have any. I'm gonna give it all away.
Yeah, facts.
Right?
Same here. Yeah.
I just want to be measured by my impact, and it's not some altruistic thing that like, oh, I want to do this because I want to get into like some religious thing. Like, I just feel good when I help other people. That's it, and I've come to terms with that. So I know I have to deal the burden of what it's like to be that person.
Yeah.
You know?
You ever see those that meme where they got like, I think like two wolves, and like the one wolf is actually looking at like a baby wolf, I think, and then the wolf that's bigger, you see like the front space, right? The front, his frontal, space is like all good, it's like not scathed, but his back is like with knives and needles and nails and blood, and you know what I'm saying? And I really do believe like that's like the essence of entrepreneurship, and to be able to sacrifice as much as possible, for the greater good for your people, so they can actually live, a well established and also fruitful life.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody cares about what you go through. Nobody cares about your struggles. Like everybody only cares about, honestly, the result. So I've always said that entrepreneurship is the amount of no's that you're able to be put up to the amount of no's that you're able to put up with in order to get that yes.
I love it, man. I'm quickly starting to realize that this is going to be a 2-part series because I feel like we got lots to talk about, and I don't want to put y'all through a 2-hour joint. So what we're going to do is this. We might even do 3 parts. It's
That's
up
fine.
to you.
Listen,
it's up to you how much
whatever
you want to
do, bro. I'm down. I am down.
So every Wednesday I do a live, and you could be wherever you want to be. You join in remotely, and we all chop it up. So I invite you to that too.
Cool.
But if you want to come in the studio, you want to kick it here, we can do that as well.
I'm always down for in person.
But I love this convo. I feel like we got a lot to talk about. We just brushed the surface around entrepreneurship and what it means to be that number one. The emotional energy that it takes, your life story up until this point. I'm sure there's a lot of other things that you could share, especially taking photos of the president, which I also got a chance to do with Bill Clinton. I was one of those.
Well, no, not the presidents, like President FIU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you got one up with me. I wish, man. What was that? That was what, 2009? Who was that? Was that Bush?
Yeah.
That's Bush. Yeah, no, not the president, but the president of FIU.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we'll go through it, but let people know where they can find you and all that good stuff, and then we'll walk through another part.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Yeah, man. So Marvel Bishop here. You guys can call me Bishop. You can find me at Instagram at Marvel Bishop, MarvelBishop. LinkedIn, TikTok, my concierge page, my concierge company actually. Bishop Executive Services, bishopexecservices.com. DM me, hit me up, let's chat, and only the best.
He is a guy that you could talk to. Don't worry about it. I'll put it all in the comments or description area so y'all can have an easy place to find it. This has been another episode of The Lab. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.